Okay, here's a question that I wanted to ask you. You obviously had a lot of people kind of trying to put pressure on you, acting like you were supposed to leave No Jumper too. What was the Sharp thought process when hearing all that?
To be honest, we'll start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And how I felt about it was, like, I tried to stay out of it. Man, I really did. Like, I didn't want to, even though I knew I was going to take heat for shit already, just because, like, this was, I couldn't ignore this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't be like, oh, well,
Business
Sharp
as usual.
just stay business as usual. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm just mind my business. It kind of drug me into it. So, you know, dealing with it from, you know, some of the viewers and being like, oh, Sharp, you need to leave, or Sharp, you need to start your own shit. I'm like, I've had no problems here in this building. Like, none. I don't have any problems with our agreements. I don't have any problems with, like, I don't sit here right now on this couch with malice in my heart towards you. I just don't, bro. If I did, I'd rather call you. You know how I get down. I feel like some shit ain't for the camera, but some things had to get leaked and or just talked about, rather. And, you know, we talked about it. And like I said, man, I just felt like I came in by myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody patted me on the back, bro, and be like, yeah, come in. Yeah, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I had to show my worth.
Right. I mean, when I think about it, certain people, like House Phone in particular, he left with a bad taste in his mouth, reasonably so, you know, in the sense that
he had a let's be honest, man, he had a valid reason.
Right. It created a lot of drama and tension in his life. So when he had to leave, I was very much understanding, you know, that it became just the kind of thing where if he came back, he was going to be getting so much shit and it was probably going to be kind of humiliating. And he just, you know, for him, I think at that point, I just totally understood.
A question for you. Do you genuinely feel bad about what happened?
Bro, I felt so bad while it was happening.
You was acting hella different.
Yeah, I was depressed. I was fucked up in the head. And that's one thing I realized too, is I can't even like come on the podcast and say like I'm depressed over this, because they take it for weakness and they take it for you trying to play the victim. And they, you know, it's just the things that are normal or good or productive to say to your girl or to your friend who you talk about your drama with or whatever, all of a sudden come off quite different on the podcast. That was a terrible, terrible experience. That when I think about all that, so many little things that could have been different, that could have played out different, that, you know, I'm massively regretful about. So I definitely don't want to make that confused or muddled at all.
I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I think out of all the shit that's happened, I don't think you ever allow this to happen again. Like, I don't think you'd ever do that again. Like, it's fucked up because I love House Phone, and it's fucked up. That was what I had to show you, but I don't think you'd ever do that shit again. I don't think you're going to do that to anybody that you deal with in the future, because you've seen what it got and it sucks.
No, and I mean, we tried to avoid it, obviously. Like, the editors were supposed to edit it out. But, I mean, we've had stuff since then where I double and triple checked that it was edited out, you know? And it's like, yeah, at the end of the day.
Is that where you feel like we got the lazy part from? Like, you feel like we kind of slacked on it in a certain department?
In part, you know, like there was a lot, there's always been a lot of things in podcasts that, you know, me and you might say something 5 minutes from now, and then we might think of it afterwards and be like, I don't like the fact that we joked around about this thing. People might take it weird, whatever. Let's edit that out. Usually, you know, right away. Usually it's like, even during the podcast, we'll say, hey, cut that out after. Whatever.
I've had that happen.
Right.
And what's so crazy is because I know it could have made a super viral moment, but it was going to make some bad blood too. So that's why I just had certain things be taken out.
And then sometimes it's weird when your guests are the ones who want you to remove stuff and you got to be like, nah. Like,
no.
Sometimes you got to do it, but sometimes their reasoning is so bad that you kind of just got to stand on it. And you got to be like, nah, I can't just edit out this whole thing that you said. We did a drill rapper interview the other day. It came out, it was 27 minutes. They made us delete everything good in it. All right, so you see it. We just hit 500K. And you know what that means? That means you got to subscribe and get us to 600K, because we are dangerously close to 666K. Let's go.